Before we started today's video, I wanted to show you my new camera. I'm so excited. It's awesome. Apparently it's number 4 for YouTubing, but still within my price range. My husband bought it for me. Thank you, Austin. Look at it. I have a viewfinder now so I can see what I'm doing. Yay! And I don't have the stupid lines that I was getting in the time lapse. So I'm so here for it. Woohoo! Okay, so I'm going to make me a book tumbler, and I just picked my top 35 books, and then I sized them down to 3 inches tall, and then I got this sticker paper. It's just matte sticker paper from Walmart, and I'm just going to print them all out. Let me tell you, it was hard to pick just 35 books that I love, but thank God for Goodreads. It really helped me see what I've read, and I can remember how much I liked it. So yeah, I'm just going to go in and cut out all the individual little books. I won't show you all of them, just like the first 12 or whatever. But yeah, I'm just cutting around the edges and so I can stick them on my cup. First up, Matilda. Oh man, one of my favorite books. It taught me that kids can do great things too, and never listen to mean adults. Plus, anything Roald Dahl is amazing. Next up is the third Harry Potter. Yeah, that's right, I said it. The third is my favorite. I don't know why. I think it's because it's the last one that's all happy. I mean, I know, yeah, there's Dementors or whatever, but Harry gets hope. So yeah. I don't know why it's my favorite, just is. Come at me. So next is the first of the Sookie Stackhouse novels, Dead Until Dark. Based off of True Blood is based off this series of books. I just picked the first one because it was my favorite. But yeah, with the series, I'm just going to pick one that I liked the most. I recommend it. If you like vampires and sexy time, it's for you. Oh, Amelia Bedelia. That's actually the first book I remember reading. I really liked her because she'd get into silly situations, but she definitely taught me don't take things too literally. Oh, Wrinkle in Time. Oh, I don't know why I liked this so much as a kid. The other 3 are really weird. Not that this one's not weird, but I was still able to follow it. I just liked the whole idea of a little girl, overcoming obstacles to save her dad. Aw, To Kill a Mockingbird. I actually read this on vacation when I ran out of books, and it was my grandma's, but I really enjoyed it. I think I learned a lot. Like, don't be racist. Aw, The Giver. That definitely taught me utopias are usually not a good idea because there's always something hiding that's dark that you'd really rather not have happen. Plus, it was weird that all the memories were in one person. Really freaked me out. Oh, Flowers for Algernon. Oh, such a good book. Kinda sad though, but it has a really good message. I loved it. Basically, IQ isn't everything, y'all. And 1982. I read this in high school and it left an impact on me. I mean, the idea of someone watching you all the time is really freaky. The whole Big Brother thing, which I guess with social media that's kind of happening anyway, but oh well. A Series of Unfortunate Events. The Bad Beginning. That one was my favorite just because it was the first book that I've ever read that was like, oh, if you want a happy ending, don't read this. It's like reverse psychology to me. I just had to read them all. And it does not end happy. I wasn't happy with the ending, but he did warn me to be fair enough. I really liked Life of Pi because it basically taught you it's all how you look at life. It's all about what you want to believe. And a lot of things are in your head. And I really liked how the author let you decide what you wanted to be real. And I'd never seen that in a book before. Lord of the Rings will always be special to me because, my husband loves it. And he's the one that actually got me to read the books. And so much of the fantasy or sci fi or whatever we have is thanks to Tolkien. Like, without him, we wouldn't have a whole genre, I'm pretty sure. He pretty much invented it, as far as I'm concerned. I could be wrong. I don't know, but they're amazing. I had to listen to these audiobooks, though, because reading it was a little slow. But listening to it, British accent, I'm in. What in God's Name? This is actually the book that the show Miracle Workers is based off. Basically, it's where heaven is a corporation and God is the CEO, and they have to perform a miracle to save the earth. I don't know why, but that concept just really made me laugh. The idea of angels in a cubicle is just so funny to me. And it showed God can have a sense of humor, which I like. Oh, Perks of Being a Wallflower. Oh, if you want your heart broken, read this book. I blame Emma Watson for that one because she was just so good in the movie. It made me want to read the book. But if you've had any kind of trauma or any kind of abuse, you may not want to read this. It can be triggering, but it it seems like a good book because the kid he just basically tells himself he's going to get over it eventually and tries to work things out. Oh, White Oleander. Oh, I loved this movie growing up. I didn't know it was a book, which is kind of messed up because it has very adult themes in it, but I do recommend it if you like, women trying to find themselves. Gone Girl. Oh man. The end of this just tripped me out. The movie was good, the book was excellent, just everything about it. If you like murder mysteries, oh man, this one has a great twist at the end for sure. Another inappropriate book from my teenage years, Flowers in the Attic. Oh man. This one has it all. It has, captivity, incest, poisoning, rich, rude people. It it really does have all the crazy things. It was just shocking. This one is also a series, but I've never read the rest of it. I just read the first one and it was so disturbing. It stuck with me, but I never really wanted to read the rest of them. But they are movies, actually, Lifetime movies. Not surprising. Okay, Insomnia by Stephen King. This was actually my first Stephen King book, and I've read many since, and it's still my favorite. There's this whole part where he's basically can't sleep, so he hallucinates or whatever, but really it's just his consciousness going to a higher level and he can see things that he normally wouldn't, and that just trips me out. Eleanor Oliphant is completely fine. I feel like this is the most accurate representation of mental illness I've seen. It just seemed very open and raw, and I loved that about it. A Man's Search for Meaning. Oh, I love this book so much. Basically, this guy is in a camp, during the Holocaust, and he tries to find positive things every day, which is very inspiring because if he can do it in that situation, pretty much anybody can. Oh, Dr. Sleep. This is actually the second one after The Shining. It's about Danny grown up and dealing with the shine and helping someone else deal with it, and it was just really great. Name of the Wind. Oh, if you liked Harry Potter, this is like grown up Harry Potter. Basically, it's where you can know the name of something, the true name, and then you will have power over it, and there's magic and a lot about books, and the author is just so eloquent. Oh, it's great. There's two of those out so far. There's supposed to be a third, but who knows when. A Book of Strange New Things. This one's actually really interesting if you're into religious type things. This missionary goes to another planet to preach, Christianity to aliens. It's pretty interesting. Ready Player One. Everybody knows that one. Video games, 80s. We're here for it, right? Virtual reality. So cool. I had to put Game of Thrones on here because dragons, duh. Even though the show disappointed me, I'm still holding out for the last two books, hoping, that it will redeem the show. Because the books are, better than the show always. Mollusk versus The Incredible Brain. Oh my gosh, that one was just funny. It's basically the space alien octopus thing trying to take over the world. The Help, I mean, she put poop in a pie. Come on, y'all. She made an uppity lady eat it. It was great. Bookseller. Oh, okay, so she has two realities, one where she is a bookseller and one where she has a family and she tries to figure out which is reality. It's pretty interesting. Oh, St. Aud. Oh, I loved this book. It was the last in the Odd Thomas series, but it was the best ending of a series I've ever read. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Amazing. Nonsensical if you just need something to zone out on. It doesn't really make sense, but it's funny. The Great Gatsby. Another classic that I loved. I don't know why. Just left an impression on me. So sad, but good. The important thing with a cup like this is you have to make sure that everything's smooth because otherwise the epoxy will go up under it. I do have a couple rough places at the end, but it's okay. It's nothing I can't deal with. So I wanted something on the bottom so when I drank out of it, it said something, and I thought this was cute. I'd rather be reading. So again, I just printed it off on my sticker paper and cut it out, and I'm just going to stick it to the bottom. I wish it was a little bigger, but you know, the silver showing through isn't a huge deal. I'm not that picky. So I got the big epoxy. I think it's a gallon between it. So I just do about 10, the 10 mark on here. I forgot what measurement. I think it's milliliters. Anyway, and then I'm going to put it in my extra cup and stir it up for 2 minutes. Don't forget to wear gloves and a mask when you're using this epoxy because, you know, the fumes aren't good for you. Also, if you have children, make sure they leave the room. I also turned my air vent on to set it up. So after 2 minutes, I'm going to apply my first coat. So I'm just gonna do a little bit and then slowly turn it and cover the entire thing as well as the bottom. And I don't show it here, but I do use my heat gun when I'm done putting this first layer on just to help get the bubbles off. So I forgot where I found this. I know it was on a YouTube video, but they say if you wait 3 hours, it's tacky enough to where you can do a second coat. So you don't have to wait the full 8 hours and then sand it, because that just takes even longer. So I can get this done in a day as opposed to 2 days. And I don't have to sand it because sanding makes me nervous sometimes because I'm always worried I'm going to ruin it. So yeah, I'm just applying my second coat. I'm just going to go over the whole thing and then go back over it and make sure it's nice and smooth, and then use my heat gun to get all of the air bubbles out. And then I'm gonna let it spin for 8 hours. So funny story, this is actually my second go on this cup. My first one I used regular printer paper and then I put tape over it like it would be laminated. But then when I tried to put the epoxy on, it got up under the tape and it was all jagged and weird looking. So this printable sticker paper actually worked a lot better. I did have a couple places that weren't perfect, but honestly it's so much better than the first. It's not completely smooth, but I'm okay with it. It's still awesome. Thank you for watching Sundays We Craft. Today I made another tumbler. So I've gotten really into making them. I've made a couple for my friend. I've made a couple for my mom. I made this unicorn for my daughter. I love it. And then on weekends I hook up with big girls who swallow. and it has a fish for my husband. He thought that was so funny. And I actually painted the fish on there instead of, you know, Cricut vinyl. That the words are vinyl. Anyway, so after making like 10, 15 cups for Christmas and other people, I still hadn't made myself one. And I tried to make it the first time and it was a disaster. But this time I used sticker paper instead of tape and regular paper. Anyway, and it turned out so beautiful. All 35, 36 of my favorite books. I can't remember how many. But yeah, all the covers. So every time I look at it, it'll make me happy. And then on the bottom, I'd rather be reading. I'm pretty excited about it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'd love to see you every Sunday with a new crafty video that you could follow along. Also, please join my social media. It's in the link below, my Facebook group. We all talk about fun crafty stuff. And then, you know, my Instagram and TikTok, all that fun jazz. So yeah, thank you for watching. Have a good Sunday. Bye.